my beautiful viewers on E360. Guess what? This is a first. I've got my beautiful Krista, or as we call each other, she's our Rosebud in Canada. And then we've got our Miracle Man in Michigan, USA. I am currently with my daughter in New Zealand, and beautiful Susie, our spotlight author, came all the way from Australia to come and visit me for 6 days. And look, we are here together. So we are so excited for today's show. And Susie, you've got a message from Michael. Do you want to read it? Oh,
Hi, Michael. Good luck, Susie and Sinette and everyone. I'm a living example of 60 being the new 40. At 48, my biological age was 51. I have now reduced it to 38. I am 62. This is very possible. Well done, Michael.
Well done, Michael. We actually can put our glasses on. So, Michael, when somebody we give each other goosebumps, where's the camera? We are putting on glasses. Okay, I took a photograph. So, my beautiful Rosebud, please introduce yourself.
Absolutely. So my name is Krista Rose, aka Rosebud, and I fulfilled my dream of writing Amazon #1 best-selling book, Skip the Pain, Experience the Pleasure, cut the crap that's holding you back so you can live the life you love. And I say that because you know what? It's only just crap that's holding us back from living a life in pain to living a life in passion and joy. And I also do public speaking. I'm an energy worker, nutritionist, and I'm just really here to help inspire other people. And I'm so excited to get in today's show.
Thank you. And Marie, say hi, everyone. Marie, look, Howard is here, Marie. Howard is here. We are so excited. Howard, please introduce yourself to us, my beautiful miracle man.
Shout out to Marie and to Michael chiming in. I am Howard Brown. I am Mr. Shining Brightly because we all get knocked down in life and in business and in family and in relationships and in finance. But we must learn from those experiences, which I call walking in darkness, to be able to shine brightly and make the world a better space. I am a best-selling author of my memoir, Shining Brightly. I have a top 5% podcast, The Shining Brightly Show, that talks about human resolve, what you learned and how you lift up others. And I basically mentor entrepreneurs. I am a very big spokesman in the cancer world, and we are here to support you today. This is such an important book. It's a life-changing book. I can't wait to dig into it. I'm so glad you are together. It's amazing. This is awesome.
Well, thank you. So, my beautiful Howard, ask me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please introduce yourself, my dancing queen, Sinette Van Breda.
Oh, thank you, my beautiful Howard. So, my beautiful viewers, I am in South Africa, but I am currently visiting 4 months to be with my amazing daughter and my son. I don't call him my son-in-law, and my 3 amazing grandsons. And they love Susie. I'm also the author of 2 books. One is my own, The Flight of the Monarch, and then I had the honor, a God's project, to have all of some of the Diamond Beauty experts to be part of Soul of a Diamond. And Krista, you are part of Soul of a Diamond, and Susie are part of Soul of a Diamond. So I am truly so blessed to be able to have done this project. I'm going to do one for the gentlemen, the Tanzanians, but they were not really picking it up. There's only a few that said yes, but Susie said to me yesterday, why don't you have a combination book with women and men in? Because Howard, your will be chapter #1. There will be no difference. You will be chapter #1. So I was dancing when she was telling, and I said, oh. So I am so privileged to be here, seeing my Rosebud, seeing my miracle man, and then being here with my beautiful Susie. My beautiful Susie, can you introduce yourself?
I can. Thank you, Sinette. Thank you, Howard and Krista, for being here, and everybody for joining us today. I'm so blessed to be here in New Zealand with Sinette and on the show. I'm an author of 3 books. My favourite book is the one we're going to talk about today, which is called 60 is the New 40, The Ultimate Guide to Defying Age. I'm an inspirational speaker and I've spoken around the world. I'm a women's advocate, a sexual assault women's advocate, and my career, my past career and things I still do now is I'm a film and television hair and makeup artist. So I like to make it look pretty and ugly. And I've been doing that for a very long time. But I'm most passionate about talking to people and helping them live their best life and reach their full potential.
Beautiful. So we have Michael, as Susie says in the wonderful book, it's all about mindset and taking action. Thank you, Michael. And then Marie, I love this idea. Combination book. Marie.
Hi, Marie from Canada. Thank you, darling. It's so beautiful to see you here. I love that you're always so very supportive of me and everything that I do.
Wow. And also beautiful Susie have introduced Marie to our group, and she is just one of my, Marie, I love you. Mwah. So my beautiful Crystal, we can start off. You can ask the first question. Thank you, my beautiful one.
I would be honored, but I want to give a shout out to Michael again, who was saying, loving your great energy. And isn't that amazing that they can feel our energy? So there's so many insights I got from this book. First of all, I have to tell our viewers, it's not just for women, it's for men. And I want to thank you so much, Susie, for writing this book, because not only is it personally going to help me, but it's going to help my husband. It's going to help women and men to understand so many things that we will be getting into about literally life-changing events. But my first question was the title. How did that come up? Like those specific numbers. 40 is a new, or 60 is a new 40. Why did you choose 60 and 40?
So I chose 60 because I was actually 60 when I wrote the book. And it's a fun catchphrase. And I don't feel like I'm 60. My mantra is age is just a number. I meet other women and men who are in their 60s who seem to be in attitude, in mindset, and even in physicality, way older than me. No one ever picks me for my age. So I thought it was a fun thing to have. And a lot of the time we want to reverse our age as we get older, as Michael was talking about. We want to grow older gracefully. So it was a fun thing to say. And there's so many things, as you were talking about in my book, that I feel that we need to have an upgrade as we get older in our 60s to be more like, maybe change some of the things from when we were in our 40s, but to live a life as youthful as when we were in our 40s.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, Michael said, are you 60? Unbelievable. Sorry, Krista, I've interrupted. Say again. I didn't hear what you were saying.
No,
Sorry.
I was going to just say what Michael said, that we can't believe you're 60.
Well,
and
actually, I'm not 60.
That.
I'm nearly 63.
Oh, not that you were 60. That you're even older than 60. So, and you know what? The other thing I wanted to point out is what you said is age is just a number. And I totally believe that, because people were shocked when I was celebrating my 50th birthday. And a lot of people said, oh my goodness, you're 50 years old, half your life and blah, blah, blah. And I said, are you kidding me? I am absolutely thrilled to be 50. I didn't know if I was going to live to this many years. I've seen 50 years. So I think I'm very proud, and we should all be proud of our age, because, you never know. And the amount of wisdom in that I've learned, and wisdom that you've learned and now shared in your amazing book. So thank you so much. Amazing answer. Howard.
Thank you. I have my energy orb going, my light orb and all that stuff too. So I get that. So I'm 58, going to be 59 in March. And this book really resonated with me. I've never read a book like it before. We bring on authors that actually give us layers. And this is deeply in tuned. I love the way how you layered it in. And I want to ask you about 2 catalyst moments. The first catalyst moment was the UK court case. And the second catalyst moment for me was this Miss Earth Australia. Can you speak about those two events? They're just unbelievable. And I took so much from both because it took bravery and courage to do the first and the second. And you won both. Amazing. I'm just absolutely amazing. I'm shining brightly on you now because of it. It really spoke to me. It spoke to me so much. So if you could address those two courageous events in your life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Howard. So in 2014, I was part of this really big court case that was really the catalyst court case in the Western world in the entertainment industry, where women from survivors from historical crimes were listened to and heard for the first time. And I worked with this man as his makeup artist back in 1986 when I was 23, and he assaulted me on set. Couldn't keep his hands off me. I had a bad day with a dirty old man. And he was a major television star, friend of the Queen in England. He has been listed as one of the top 5 entertainers of all time. And I was watching a TV show back in 2013, and I saw this woman who came forward, and she had been a little girl when she worked with him because this man was a performer and a singer and an entertainer. And I was listening to her story and watching her, and she was being accused of lying, which is what happened to many women back there. We always get, what were you wearing, what were you doing, what were you drinking? You know, you kind of asked for it, which we all know is not true. And I knew I had to support this woman because ever since I was young, I really hate injustice. It's my thing. It's kind of like my kryptonite. I have to stand up. So I stood up for this woman, and I contacted the police in the UK, and I told them a few things and nicknames that this man had been called, which was the octopus. And I was chosen, to cut the story down a little bit, I was chosen by the judge to be one of 9 witnesses in this case. I was called a bad character witness. So I went to court. I was flown to the UK and spoke about what my day was like with this man, and how at the end of the day I actually hid in a cupboard, which was a broom cupboard, so I didn't have to take his makeup off, because after spending a whole day with this man sticking his hands up my shorts and trying to, touching me all day in a room full of other men, he did nothing because it was 1986. I then knew that if I went back into the makeup room with him, that I would have been in trouble. So I hid in the cupboard until he left. I've been part of this court case. I got to talk about that, and I was with other women in the room, and I really feel like I was there with my 12-year-old girl. I was assaulted when I was 12, and there were other women there. I was there with a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old, and we were all middle-aged women, and all our little girls were in the courtroom going, "Rah! We're not going to stay quiet." And we didn't stay quiet, and we were heard and we were listened to. And the jury found this man guilty and sent him to jail, and he was jailed for 5 years and 9 months. And it was the beginning of what then became known in 2017 as the Me Too movement, where survivors of historical crimes came forward in not just the UK. The UK was a huge case. It was actually under an umbrella case called Operation U-Tree, where lots of entertainers were actually jailed, found guilty, taken to trial from historical crimes that they did. It then went to like New Zealand. It went to America, where women in the entertainment industry, actresses, were brave to come forward and talk about people like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby. All of a sudden, the entertainment world, which to the outside world is, this glamorous industry, which it's not, was exposed for the industry that it was. The court case I was part of in 2014, I really felt that it kind of stole the innocence of people who were watching TV, who believed in their characters. They believed that these men were faultless and beautiful people, and that's a good thing sometimes. So that went on I became known as one of the women at the beginning of the Me Too movement. I'm so proud to be an advocate for women. I believe that God, life, the universe chose me when I was 23 to be the strong, confident woman who was called the strongest witness for the prosecution in 2014, and I'm really very pleased that I was chosen for that. In 2017, I decided to change my life. Another moment was sent to me, like a sliding doors moment. I was in a marriage that I was very unhappy with. and I was not happy in my marriage, and I was losing faith in myself. And this woman contacted me and said, hey, we think you'd be a really good candidate for the Mrs. Earth Australia Beauty Quest. And Howard and Krista, everybody, I fell off the bed laughing. I hadn't worn dresses for like 30 years. I never wore dresses. I didn't have any high heel shoes. I thought, wow, you must have found a really good photo of me. And I got back to her and I said, oh, you've just made my month. I'm 55 and I don't wear dresses, you know. And she said, no, there are older women that do this. And I stopped, and I'm a big believer that God, the universe, sends us messages. And if we don't, like Oprah once said, it's the whispers of the universe. And if you don't listen to the whispers that are sent to you, you'll still stay on the same life path that you're on. So I Googled the organisation, the Mrs. Earth Australia organisation, found it was the third biggest pageant industry in the world, and that in Australia they supported a charity, as they all do, called Souls for Souls, which collected new and new shoes to distribute around the world. And I thought, I can do that because I work as a wardrobe stylist. I dress people for commercials, and I do secondhand clothes. And I thought, this really, I really resonate with this charity. So I said yes. And I've said yes to a lot of things in my life. And I think when you say yes, life changes. And I said yes, and I became part of this charity. And I supported them. I had a national campaign around the country with a company called Bartercard that supported me. I collected tons of shoes and raised awareness, and it was a magical moment. I competed. I started wearing high heel shoes, little ones, and getting used to wearing them. I got out of the house. I went to and spoke and became a motivational speaker and speaking about this charity on my journey to competing in the finals. I also learnt that when we do things for others, like I did with the court case, I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it for the women who were little girls when they were assaulted. With the Beauty Queen thing, I was doing it for the charity. We tend to be much braver and much more fearless when it's not about us, you know. So I flew down to Melbourne with my little high heel shoes. I had my first gown made for me, which is amazing. When it was made, as I said, I never wore dresses. I never showed my cleavage. I was rarely self-conscious. And I looked down and there was this sheerness and I could see my cleavage. I burst into tears, completely freaked out. I went, oh, no, I can't. And she said, no, look straight ahead. I went, no, but I can see them. And so she put a big applique right there on my chest. So I couldn't see my cleavage and no one else could see my cleavage. So I felt confident. I like to say that I built my confidence and overcame my psychological fear of frocks one at a time. I won the first Mrs. Earth Australia at the young age of 55. I was flown, thank you. I was flown to Vegas and I represented Australia, which was amazing. I had the mindset, though, that I was going to win this. I didn't let my age hold me back because I really, truly believed that I've been sent on this journey for a reason. So I studied pageantry in America. I won these shoes that were like 6-inch stiletto heels that I had to wear in Vegas. For 2 weeks, I stood on the carpet in my bedroom and I just stood there, just getting my balance. And I'm like about 6 foot when I'm wearing these shoes. And then I started gradually walking on the carpet and trying to glide like a beauty queen instead of looking like a Gumby, you know. And then I graduated to wooden floors, which are pretty slippery in heels. And I all this time I was still talking about the charity. I like to call it my superpower. My sash and my crown were like the Wonder Woman cape and the shield. So people would come up to me because I had my crown and my sash on, and I could talk about anything. And my confidence and my self-esteem really rose because I would become Mrs. Earth, and I would call myself Mrs. Earth. There was Suzi and there was Mrs. Earth. So over in Vegas, I met these wonderful women. I felt, as a makeup artist, I'd done all the makeup for Miss Universe before, so I knew what they were doing. But to actually be part of it as their oldest participant was amazing. I competed with 36 women from around the world. Every day, I believed that I had won, especially the Australian one. I feel that I manifested it. I would have in my head, I was standing backstage and I would hear Mrs. Earth Australia 2017, Suzi Dent, yay! And that exact thing happened to me. And I knew it like I knew it like I knew it, which is how we manifest stuff. And I truly believed it. Before I went to Vegas, I really felt that I was going to do a really good job over there. That it was like you had a gown section, you had a swimsuit section. Now that at 55, to walk out in a bikini on stage, I was not going to do. I just got into the frock stage. So my husband at the time, he was very supportive of my journey because he could see what it was doing for my self-esteem. We designed this Bond girl inspired scuba suit. So it had sleeves and it had little legs and it had a zipper up there. I strapped a dive knife to my arm but I took the knife out and put a paddle pop stick in it because the Americans wouldn't let me go through with knives. And I strapped one on my thigh and I walked out in those heels with quite secretly, I had this tattoo numbing cream, put it all over my feet so I couldn't feel my feet, so I wouldn't fall over. And I walked out on stage in front of the judges and I went, rah! And I scored 3 10s and a 9.5, which was pretty amazing. I changed the pageant industry over there as far as bikini wearing was concerned, which was awesome. I experienced what you see on the movies where they put the headsets on you. I was like one of the 6 finalists amongst these 36 women. Some of them, I'm sure, were born with high heel shoes on. And I was announced as being 3rd. So I came 3rd in the world. I was crowned Mrs. Earth Health, which was physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health, which was absolutely perfect for me. An hour later, I was doing live interviews with Australia on the radio. I had press all over the world as the 55-year-old tomboy to beauty queen. I had no idea that I was going to get all this kind of healing that came to me. I realized that doing this, I raised my self-esteem and my confidence my self-esteem raised to my high confidence levels. And I found my true, authentic self, which was amazing. And I got to inspire so many women around the world, and women who are like, she's just normal. She doesn't do anything to her face. If she can do it, I can do it. And that was really extraordinary. And doing that in 2017 gave me this confidence. And in 2019, I waived my court-ordered anonymity from Britain and I came out on a television show in Australia and I started talking about the Rolf Harris case and inspiring other women to come forward and men to come forward, talk about their sexual assault. So that they too can start their healing journey. So all of them were joined together. The pageant thing gave me the ability to step out of myself. I waited for society to catch up so that they would actually listen to me. If I had waived my anonymity in 2014, I wasn't ready to do it. Society wasn't ready to hear me. But in 2019, people knew he'd been in jail. All these other men had gone down, including your Bill Cosby's and stuff like that. I came out because I really wanted to try and change the defamation laws in Australia, which I realised was quite difficult to do. But I've become a voice. I've become the voice about this case. I've since been in 2 international documentaries talking about the influence that it's had on society and trying to change the societal generational mindset that some people are born with, that, women have asked for it. And it's working. And it's amazing when we look at the journeys that we're on. If you just say yes, life can totally change for you and for others.
Suzi, I want to tell you, so normally you had to tell that because those are the 2 things. It's a big tease from the book. We've got Coach Eve, we've got Marie, Michelle Jones, Michael, you got raving fans. And I thank you for sharing that. Get this book, okay? Get in touch with Suzi about speaking opportunities. I'll go, this is a woman changing people's lives and lifting them up. And I'm so proud of you and so proud to know you and consider you family. So thank you. Over to you, my dancing queen.
Wow, thank you, my beautiful Howard, my miracle man. Crystal, do you have your glasses, the big ones?
What she got?
Okay. So my question to you, let me just get my glasses. I love that rosebud. Your grandmother used to say something about it on your lips. It goes to your hips. What was that saying? Suzi, your grandmother.
A minute on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. So.
Yeah, just repeat that.
So a minute on the lips is a lifetime on the hips. So in my book, I think I say it has to matter to your mind what goes in your mouth, and that's how you can lose weight if you're overweight. That's how you can get fitter. It's a mind, mouth, body connection. It's all about mind.
You're
love
sitting
it.
next to an expert that knows a little bit about that too. She's
Yeah.
our beautiful catalyst. I know you use the butterfly and the caterpillar, but so does Sinette as that, and Sonet and everything. You're talking to their expert right next to you about that.
I know, but I had to get a beautiful Crystal to put on her amazing
Yeah.
glasses, her
The kissy,
kissing
the-
glasses. Thank you so much for that. So, my beautiful Susie, if there's a inspired um, person out there that really wants to be an author, can you give them a tip or two to do their book?
I can actually. Sometimes I've had several people over the years talk to me about being an author and they really don't know where to start. My advice has always been on your phone, there is an app that's a voice record app. Use it. When a thought pops into your head, press record and just start reading and start talking. Talk to your phone. You will get chapter after chapter after chapter in your phone. You could be walking your dog and you just think of things. If you wait to sit down with your typewriter or pen and paper, you might find the ideas don't come to you. So that's always been my advice. Record it. Use your phone.
Thank you for so much. My beautiful Rosebud and Miracle Man, she's reading to the children. It's like, wow, she's putting voices and she makes funny noises. And it's like, I was supposed to keep on working with, I was like staring at Susie because of the book reading, and you read Bluey, the book Bluey, and we were amazed. My beautiful Rosebud.
Yeah, it's so ironic and so empowering the way you talked in your book, starting off saying how, girls were supposed to be pretty and seen, but not heard. And that's where you were. And through the abuse you took from your husband and everything, and weren't able to speak up. And look at the journey you've become, you went through, not only speaking up for others and being an advocate, but speaking up for yourself and speaking up for all those people who, don't shine, like I'll say not shine brightly because they want to dim their light because they're, afraid. But I have to point out that this book is not only for the mind, as you were talking about, because mindset to me is absolutely everything, but is for the body and for the soul. So for the body, we talked a little bit, or you talked a little bit about the process of going through menopause and how to take care of yourself. And it's not just like a chapter, it's not just, or, chapter and a half. It is a revolutionary way of going through it step by step, process by process, of how literally to take care of yourself and what it means for not only yourself, for your hormones, for your body, for your fractures, and everything like that. So that's huge because, again, me being 50, being around that time, now has a reference I can grab. And not only that, when my husband, like yours, is thinking, what the heck is going on? I can give them your book and say this, and I don't have to sit and try to explain it and think I'm going crazy. So that's why everybody needs to get this book, not only for them, it's not just for women, but for other people, as well. So can you speak a little bit about why that was so important for you to go through the journey of your menopause and then improving your health?
I can. That's a great question, and thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're going to get a lot out of the menopause parts in my book. Menopause, men go through menopause as well. So we go through this change of life in midlife, and our hormones are affected, our minds are affected. Women, you can completely forget what you're talking about. You're sweating, your body hurts, you have lack of sleep. When we have lack of sleep, our minds don't work properly. We think we're saying the right things and we don't. I had a friend standing next to me that I knew for 15 years and I couldn't remember her name. It's so important to actually communicate with your partner and your families as to what's going on with you so they don't think mum's going crazy. In Australia, unfortunately, the biggest proportion of homeless women women who have gone through menopause who are in menopause, because they don't actually understand what's going on. Every single journey is individual for every woman and every man. Men have their testosterone runs out, affects their sexual drive. They get the dad bod happening. I don't know why. Again, as supplementing with the right nutrients and sometimes bioidentical hormones are really good to get your body back in balance. And I think it's very, very important that we talk about it. I still have girlfriends that are not talking about it. And I'm straight onto them going, tell your husband why you want that, why you want the air conditioner on. Tell him why you want it, why you're sweating and why you're moody. Tell your daughters because they're going to go through this. Tell your sons because they're going to be with a woman and they're going to have friends that are going through this. It's so important that we communicate this. And menopause has been very quiet. People don't speak about it, but this is a natural part of life. We need to treat it in a natural way, and communication with ourselves and with others is really key.
Yeah, that is so amazing, because I know for myself, really, I haven't have anyone really to talk about that. You know, even with my own mother, I think it was brought up in a, conversation. But I just want to give a shout out again to all your fans. So my other sister, Marie, who I love dearly, you rock, darling. That was for you. Michael again says, darn girl, you're awesome. Just say yes. And I agree. That was my word for last year. Say yes. And again, everybody has a book in them. At the very least, a chapter in a collaborative book, 100% like Soul of a Diamond. I added that. The empowerment that comes from seeing your name on the cover and making the first sale is incredible. Coach Eve adding, you guys are all amazing. Howard, you rock. And Michael, back to menopause chapter was huge learning for him. Every man needs to read it. Coach Eve shouting out to me. And Michael saying, why does an issue that is so vital and affects absolutely all of us not get talked about so openly? So I had to give you all your raving fans, and that's only probably a small part of them, kind of a shout out and let you know what they're saying. So thank you so much. Howard, to you.
Krista, you stole my question, but we do that all the time with each other. But so, Suzi, here's the thing. You have also a new market. I think the market for, I have a daughter who's 23. This is an impactful book to understand when you're younger, to understand how to groom yourself and to be able to take care of yourself as you grow older. When you're 23, you don't think about it. You think you're invincible. And so I think there's a new market. I also think there's a secondary market in the minority communities with lower backgrounds and socioeconomic other markets there that I have to tell you, I live in Michigan. We have obese people. African Americans lead the way because we're eating that junk food. We are not putting them in our lips and it's going right to our hips. So I see you. The question I have, though, is that there are people out there that are more disingenuous. There are downsides of framing 60 as the 40. There's the snake oil salesman. There's the pills. There's these programs that just don't make sense. And you kind of cut through the crap, as Krista would say. And it's really important to understand of where you get that information. And so I'm sure there was a research component of this book. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. And pretty much everything in the book I have done myself. So I've taken the supplements that I talk about. I walk my talk, as we say. I research them. I research stuff online. I take things for longevity and to strengthen my tendons and my ligaments. I was on bioidentical hormones. I have a wonderful doctor who I'm going to interview too one day, who specializes in women and men's hormones to keep them, and she's the one that put me on bioidentical hormones. I've lived everything that I've gone through, and when you're in a state of one of my knees, I got a starburst fracture in my knee, so it's all research. My husband at the time, when I came back with the initial blood test that all the hormones were leaching out of my bones, and that I really wasn't going crazy, he went on this huge quest to find out minerals and vitamins and amino acids to put me on. He got all the medication for me. He did a lot of research. So I learned a lot. We kind of went through menopause together, so he could support me nutritionally along the way. So there's a lot of stuff in the book that I learned off him. And the exercise is a no-brainer. If you don't, the saying is move it or lose it. You'll lose your fitness really quickly as you get older if you don't walk or you don't exercise. And I don't mean, go to the gym and slam yourself, because sometimes when you're in this state, Krista, so don't do that, you hurt, your body hurts, your body aches. Men have achy bodies as well, sore lower backs. And if we just go and try and do like a lot of weights and everything, like you said, the snake oil salespeople tend to go, hey, buy this package and it'll help you. It's not, it's holistic. It's a holistic journey. It's a natural thing that we're going through. So, you're up, you're walking, you be careful of what you eat. It's proven that if we eat too much sugar, it makes your joints hurt. It also can dry out your skin. Too much alcohol dries out your skin, dries out your brain. We just have to be more mindful of where we are when we're in this midlife stage of life, that things are changing. And it's not so much about getting old, it's about change. And we're just changing. So we can't be like we were when we were in our 40s. We can't think the same. We can't eat the same foods. We can't exercise like we used to do back then. We have to change what we do and lean towards other things that are going to support us on this journey where we are right now.
I think I want to say that you put in such practical things like laugh therapy, smashing, screen therapy. They don't cost any money. Those you can do and learn to do. And Michael just said that he did tried so hard, failed 4 times at his 10-day water fast, and he just finally did it. So kudos to you, Michael. Keep going. And then also you talked about the roles of genetics. And the proudest thing that I think got out of the book, because being a cancer patient and survivor, go get checkups. Go get your mammogram. Go check your prostate. Go check your vaginal and your lady parts. And for me, go get your colonoscopy. Really just so practical, and just it basically the big reminder that you're not your best self without your best health. And so thank you for that. Really, really beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Howard. Yeah, I've got in the book, one of the first things I tell women who are 50, go and get your bloods done. You need to get that level to find where your hormones are, because you might be here and you might be down here. You need to know where you are. We tend to, the best thing the hormone doctor said to me when I went to her is, she said, Suzi Dent, she said, you've been surviving on the brute force of your personality. And I looked at her, I said, yeah, you're right. I have actually. And sometimes we push through life and we keep pushing and pushing, and we don't pay attention to what's actually happening with our bodies. Self-love is a term that we use a lot now. And self-love is, for me, it's exercise, diet, nutrition, mindset. It's the whole holistic body. Mind, body, and spirit is the self-love. And when you go through this midlife time, if you've got baggage, emotional baggage that you haven't dealt with from your childhood, it's going to come up and smack you in the face, and you're going to have to deal with it whether you like it or not. And so we find a lot of people going through these journeys. Life is such a journey. I've had a beautiful spiritual journey here in New Zealand with Sinette, time. It's a gift to get older. It's not a given, I want to live till I'm 110, so I figure I'm only halfway there. A lot of the women in my family have lived to their mid to late 90s, and then my grandmother's era, so I figure I'm in with a pretty good chance. But it's just being mindful of yourself, living a life full of gratitude. We've got to be grateful that we're here. At this stage in our life, we also start to lose friends who have not looked after their diet, their exercise, are still behaving like they used to in their 20s, and it kills them. You can't drink the way you did, you can't party the way you did, because your body will stop. So we have that to happen. We get to look after older relatives, and we see how they are. So we're more mindful of aging. So this is a really beautiful time in life where we're going through change. I feel better at 62 than I did when I was younger. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm more joyous now, I think, than I was then, because my whole yin yang is really balanced. And I put it all in the book because I really want to share this journey with others. I feel that as an older woman, I like to call myself a sage. What were the words you were using?
Wisdom keeper.
Yeah, wisdom keeper is that we get to pass this on. My mother didn't talk about anything to me. She didn't even talk to me about sex when I was younger. She gave me a book, what every teenage girl should know. And we don't talk about it. It's so important. Over in the UK, I was in the UK last year, and I spoke to several businesses, and the things are changing. They're actually making menopause like not a reason, but they're paying attention to women who are in menopause, that sometimes they are so tired because they're not sleeping that they're going to need the time off to catch up, and that their brains aren't working like they should. So it's actually becoming part of society now that we're paying attention to, instead of expecting women to just push through and do things. And women will quit jobs because they're so tired and they're so out of balance. So being mindful of everybody around us and where we are at our journeys is a really important thing to be and to do.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Miss Dancing Queen Sinette, are we ready?
Yes, we are ready. So my beautiful viewers on 360 and all this amazing, beautiful diamond beauties and Tanzanite heroes, and we will send to Michael an invite to the Tanzanite heroes. This is the paparazzi pen. So we are going to do the speed round. So Howard, you are our king of speed round. Well, you are our king in any way. So you're going to give beautiful Susie a one word. She can have a one word response or a short sentence, and then you have to pose. Paparazzi. Yes, yes, yes. Are you ready, my beautiful Howard?
I am absolutely ready. So the first is actually a couple words, and it's what I pull out of the book, Suzi, that spoke to me. And so the first is something that you talk about is listening and communication skills.
Time. Give people your time.
Are you ready?
Give us a pose, Suzi. There you go. Okay. The second speed question, and I had not heard of this before until I read it in your book, energy vampires.
So do you want me to, can I explain what an energy?
Yeah. You should definitely explain.
Energy vampires are someone who are just around you because they take from you. They're not listening to you. They're waiting to actually speak, and they want to suck your energy from you. We all have friends that we're around and we've finished talking to them and we're like, we've got to go and lie down because we're so tired. So be careful of energy vampires. They will drain your energy.
Are you ready?
Ready? Oh, she's going to bite your neck. Oh, my God. Oh, Marie is like, she's making Post-it notes like golden nuggets all over the place from all of us. Thank you, Marie. Oh, God. And Michael's just chiming in. This is amazing. All right. So this is what I took out of the book, or to the two next ones. But the first one was, your dramatic change of your self-esteem is so beautiful and apparent. Just, you could take more than a couple words for this one. Self-esteem.
Self-esteem was, it affected me because of what happened to me in my childhood, and I stopped wearing dresses and I stopped really being me. And so I lifted my self-esteem. I realized that I wanted to have for myself, like I'd never want a gown or a dress. I didn't want to get to 70 and not experience what I'd given thousands of women over the years. And I didn't want to miss out. So by doing that, I really helped me raise my self-esteem. Doing things for others helped me raise my self-esteem to the high levels of my confidence. And self-esteem and confidence are two entirely different things. You can fake being confident, but you can't fake having self-esteem.
Wow. Love it.
Okay. So the next one that came out of the book, and we've spoken to it just a teeny bit, but it sounds like mindset is everything.
Mindset is everything. You are what you believe. You are what you think. We have men in Australia who have this saying, when you say hello to them, they go, oh, hey, you go, how are you doing? And they say, doing okay for an old bloke. And I say, so you're just okay and you're just old. And several times a day, you're going to be reiterating that and putting this in your mind. It becomes your mantra, old and okay. So I always say to them, how about this one? Mine is fit, young, strong, and vital, thanks. So straight away, your energy is lifted, the energy of the person is lifted, and it's a much better way to actually go through life. So in your mind, you're fit, young, strong, and vital, and you never age.
Yes, your
I
timing
love
was
it.
perfect. Here we go.
Okay. And my last one is, what's next for Suzi Dent? What is next? What's upcoming?
What is upcoming? Suzi Dent. I love speaking on camera and I love being on live television. I'm really blessed to have a little job on TVSN, the shopping network, as a presenter. I love doing that. I'm going to be on a show with Sinette. I want to have my own TV show, 2025. I want to be the Australian Ellen, Oprah, and Martha Stewart. That's what I want, and I'm putting it out there to the world to tell you all.
So
I
watch out,
love it.
everyone. Watch out.
Woo, woo, woo.
Look at Krista.
My big hairy goal is Shining Brightly will be made into a movie, and Keanu Reeves is going to direct and star in it.
Oh, nice.
I'm putting it out there.
Excellent. Love that.
I will
Yeah.
add it to my Howard list.
Thank you. Suzi, that was speed round. You handled it beautifully. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Back to you, Sinette.
Wow, amazing. So my beautiful Krista, I know Laura is not here, but we love to do a shout out to Laura.
Yes.
And I don't know
You
if
stole
you,
that for me.
yes, please, I'm going to give it all to you. But just want to say, Laura, our beautiful co-host, I want to send you all the healing for your eyes and in all the praise for you and your dad. And my beautiful Krista, do you have something to honor our beautiful Laura?
Yes, I was going to say that when you're speaking about mindset and when you're speaking about manifesting and when you're speaking about gratitude and everything, about the energy we put out there, it comes back in. Laura has an amazing book, The Science of Empowerment, and that truly speaks to empowering women. So shout out to Laura, and very happy that I'm sure you're going to be either tuning in or tuning into the replay, and definitely healing vibes for you and your father. But I did have to, my co-host sister, bring her into our family. So yeah, it's been great, and
We
I
love it.
know
We love
she's
our life
definitely
force.
empowered.
Wow.
Our
Yeah.
life force and life energy. We love you. You're empowering and then empowering everyone. Thank you, and we miss you.
Thank you. So, my beautiful Susie, this is the first for us, having us together. How was this amazing show for you?
Oh, this was amazing. Thank you. Thank you to you guys for hosting and asking me wonderful questions. Thank you to Michael, who's in Japan, putting wonderful comments up. Thank you to Marie Bailey, who's in Canada. Thank you to Eve, who's in London. And I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see any other people, but I'm really, really having a wonderful time. You guys have supported me so much. I'm so joyous and grateful to be here. And I'm so humbled to be here with Sinette. We're having a beautiful time, and this is just the icing on the cake for my trip to New Zealand. So thank you all so very much.
Oh, we're global. We're global, baby. We are global.
And then I can now officially say 1, 2, 3.
Look at
Wow.
These fingernails are for Howard.
This is for you, my beautiful Howard, and my toenails.
Yeah.
The lady asked me, "Are you sure you want this on? Because it's actually only school children that will put their nails." I said, "Yes, this is the Christmas lights for Howard." And every time I'm looking at my toes or my fingers, then I'm sending a prayer to Howard. So Howard, this is the
love it. I love it.
I'm 59, Howard. Look.
I love it.
Age
You know
is
what? You're
just a number.
just a number.
Wow.
I love it. Thank you for doing that for me on my
Thank
behalf.
you.
It's lifting me up. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Howard, for joining us and joining me and supporting me with this book from your hospital room. you know, going through your journey, or your cancer journey. And, you know, you mentioned, I hope you don't mind, I'd tell everybody else that you've got chemo dripping into your body right now.
I do.
And I'm just blown away that you've supported me and done, I'm going to cry now, that you're here. It's just huge. So thank you. And this is what we give people. And this is what I've been talking about lately. When we step up and we give people our time, that's the most important thing. And the biggest gift of love we can give is our time. And thank you, Howard, for giving me your time today. And thank you, Krista. And thank you, everybody else that's come along. I'm really blessed. Thank you.
Now you're making me cry.
Sorry.
It shows the love.
It's okay. I feel in the love. You got it.
So my beautiful Krista, do you have one word that you can bestow on beautiful Suzi that comes to mind?
I want to say inspiring. You have so much inspiration to share with the world, that this, not just from this book, but from your speaking. And I cannot wait to be on your TV show.
Yay, thank you.
And Krista's going to have her own show, and Howard's going to have their own show, because I will have my own network next year. Your Voice TV network.
Yay. Yeah. We're all family. It's awesome. All around the world.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Wow. There is still time, my beautiful Howard. Do you have a one word for beautiful Suzi?
I just feel glorious in your presence. I needed this today more than you ever would imagine. And just, I committed to the book and my speed round in honor of you, and just beautiful and just glorious. And I wanted to support, also say our family, but Suzi, you spoke to me, and you are lifting up others, and that's what I'm all about. And so just glorious is the word.
Thank you, Howard. That's beautiful. Thank you, Krista. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then for me, I would love to say exceptional, because Suzi is exceptional. And the love that she bestowed on me and honored me to come all the way from Australia, and a few days together. I tell you, I'm so tired because it's a full day, but the day is like going slowly, but I ordered a slow day for us to pack in so much. So my beautiful viewers, as Suzi say, please take the time for yourself and for your loved ones. I didn't spend a lot of time. I have a certain amount of time I was on social or in the Diamond Beauties, but all of my time I spent with Suzi and then with the grandchildren, because time is precious, precious. So I know that you have enjoyed our show today. Thank you, my beautiful, beautiful Rosebud, for all your comments, and a shout out to our life force, Laura, and then my miracle man. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for being our miracle man. We love you so much. Thank you, my beautiful Suzi, for stepping in 2 days ago and saying yes. Thank you.
She said yes.
I want to ask you, yes. I want to ask you, my beautiful co-host and Suzi, would you love to have a dance with me?
Yes, always.
My beautiful viewers, will you love to have a dance with us? They said yes. They said yes. Oh, let me quickly run there. Just give me 1 second. I'm a little bit too slow. Ooh. Here we go. Are you dancing, Michael, Marie, Eve?
Walking on sunshine or dancing in the rain. Sprinkle me with fairy dust so I can fly away. Smiling at a moonbeam or squinting in the sun. Sprinkle me with fairy dust and cover me with love.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I love you.
Love you all.
Eyes to